Good morning, I'm Monisa Klein here at the GBTA broadcast studio for our third annual Media Day. And with me today, I've got Steve Reynolds with TRIPBAM. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. First off, I got to tell you, I love the name TRIPBAM. It's got a lot of impact. I love it.
Yeah, well thanks. Yeah, we get kind of a mixed reaction on that. You know.
So a lot of people probably want to know, what does TRIPBAM do? So can you share a little bit of background about your company and what it does?
Sure. Yeah, there's kind of a lot of urban legend about what we do. We're a hotel rate shopping and auditing service, and we have three primary customers. Corporations, it's all about trying to find them the best deal, save them money, making sure they get the best discount, their discounts are properly applied. We work also with travel agencies in a variety of different ways, but in a lot of cases is to help them provide more value to their customers, as well as increase their commission revenue that they get from hoteliers. And then thirdly, we're now working with the hotel space, and we're sort of re-engineering the entire RFP process, as well as making sure hotels are delivering on their promise of providing discounts to their customers and living up to the terms of their agreements.
Right. Well, you and I were just chatting here a little while ago, and I know you have a lot of exciting news that you want to share. So tell us about all the exciting announcements that you've got today.
Yeah, we actually have 3 or 4, if not 5 things to announce. First off, a lot of our customers were asking us about the Marriott 48-hour cancellation policy change and how that was going to impact their overall spend. So we said, okay, let's get out ahead of this. We went through and analyzed all the data. We've probably got about 10 million transactions in our database, and really get a feel for how much this is going to increase the cost for a corporate travel manager, just because now you're going to have to pay for a cancellation, whereas before you might not have. And so we can tell you, each individual company on our system, how often their travelers cancel within that window, and we can tell them exactly how much it was going to cost them, if they had to pay all those penalties. And so it's just helping them answer the question and budget for next year as to what's going to be the impact. All right, so the other thing we're announcing is that we now have a way to measure the hotel program for a bunch of our large corporate customers. And it's kind of something unique and different, where we can say the actual value that they're achieving and the savings they're actually quantifying for all the hard work they putting in these discounted rates. And so as a result of that, we were able to kind of see who we think is doing just a fantastic job, who's doing a good job, and then so on. And now we've got an award program that every year we're going to announce the best hotel program across our system. We now have 1,000 companies on the service. In addition to that, we can also identify hotels that are really providing good value to the corporate travel market. And so with each GBTA going forward, we're going to select a couple of hotels that really stand out within a city. And so this year, we picked the Liberty Hotel and the Residence Inn as 2 of the hotels that they do a great job of providing value, as well as they honor their commitments around last room availability and so on.
Great,
yeah.
Great. You touched on the Marriott 48-hour cancellation policy change. I know that's gotten a lot of publicity. It's not a new thing in the industry, right? It's
yeah, no, 48-hour cancellations have been around forever. It's just whether that becomes the minimum
standard
policy. And the bigger question is, if it starts to impact corporate negotiated discounts that are typically day of check-in cancellation, that could have a big impact upon savings that a lot of these companies have been getting. So they're all trying to figure out what's the value of having a 6 p.m. day of cancellation versus if I have to go to 48.
Right.
And should I really fight hard in my negotiations to keep that? And it looks like the analytics are showing that they actually absolutely should.
Okay, so any advice for the buyers on this topic?
Just dig in as best you can, and threaten to move your business and shift share anywhere you can to a competing hotel that's willing to give you, the cancellation policy that you want.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you've got a lot of exciting things to share with all the buyers that are here.
That's right.
Anything else that, before we close, anything else that you'd like to add?
One real quick one, or a couple real quick ones. We're announcing a partnership with Fairfly, which does what we do on the air side. So we think that's going to be kind of strategic. We've got a global deal now with FCM Travel, which is in 6 to 8 different countries around the world, which is pretty significant. And then last but not least, we're announcing TRIPBAM for hotels, which is a process where we're re-engineering that whole RFP process, so you don't have to RFP with a hotel anymore. And I think that's probably the most exciting thing in the industry, because most travel managers really don't like that process at all, and neither do the hotels.
And I've just got to ask you, how did you come up with the name TRIPBAM?
Well, it came out because we were a consumer website, and we needed a URL that was short and memorable and so on. But fairly quickly, we pivoted to corporate travel, and we debated a long time. Do we change the name? Do we keep it? And we kind of got a 50-50 mix, so we just said, let's just keep it. It's memorable, and see what happens. And so far, it's worked out really well.
Great. Well, congratulations, Steve. It sounds like you've been highly successful in the few years that you guys have been around, and wish you all the luck, and I'll be watching out for you.
All right, well, thanks a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, appreciate
Thanks
it.
for being here with us today.
You bet.
And we'll see you out on the convention floor.
That's right.
Okay. Thanks, Steve.
Sure.
I'm Monisa Klein, GBTA Broadcast Studio Live.
Are we done?